What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of that Tricology of the Tricology News Talk. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Tricology himself, and let me tell y'all, we got a massive episode for you guys today, and man, this is gonna be a really newsworthy episode. So strap up, because this is gonna be a hell of a ride for this episode. But let's get into some of the main street topics because I feel like all the big topics I have is gonna be a lot of massive news. So let's get into the to the main street news. Don't really have a lot here, so that's why we're gonna get this out of the way, and then we're gonna get to the big topics afterwards. So let's get into the main street news. So first up, we got here is the Tomb Raiders series is coming to Amazon from Emmy winner Paul Walker Bridge. And this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. The Emmy winner Flaubert grad is ready for a TV series based on the popular video game turned action movie Tomb Raider. The project, which is in development stages, is the latest in for Waller Bridges' recent renewal overall deal with the retailer giant and streamer. Sources tell the Hollywood Reporter that Waller Bridges is attached to write the scripts for Tomb Raider. Waller Bridges does not plan to star in the television adaptation of the property, which spawned in the 2001 and 2018 film adaptation starring Angelina Jolie and Alicia Vikander, respectively, as the adventurous archaeologist. So, I like the idea of having a Tomb Raider series, so that way they can take their time with it. And I wonder if this is going to be based on the current video game version. So if we do that, then it would definitely make it more sense. But yeah, I like where they're going. I hope it's the series is going to be turned out really good, and yeah, I just hope for the best. And I hope everyone, including myself, is going to like it. That's all I gotta say about that. But moving on, new DC Studios co-CEO says Batgirl was not releasable, and this is coming from IndieWire. I saw the movie, Saffron said at the DC presentation in Los Angeles. There were a lot of incredible talented people in front of and behind the camera on that film. But that film was not releasable. It happens sometimes that the film was not releasable, he said. I actually think that David Zaslav and the team made a very bold and courageous decision to cancel it, because it would have hurt DC and it would have hurt those people involved. I think it really stood up to support DC, the characters, the story, the quality, and all that. So yeah, I kind of understand the why they did this, and I think that was a good move. But I still say that they still kind of lost kind of money now on that, but that's on them. So yeah, we gotta we kind of have an understanding why they canceled it and they decided not to release it. But yeah, at least we kind of have an understanding of why they did it. So at least we can move on from that. And then lastly, the status of Hobbs and Shaw 2. Is it even happening? So let's hear from Kelly Mopamick, and she says, "We would love to. There is no conversation at this time. I do feel like there were a lot of seeds planted to try to create a spin-off in a way that include Kevin Hart and Ryan Reynolds and sort of all that kind of stuff. And that intentional but not necessary, because we have plans in mind, just because it would be a fun to have difficult players for them to play with. If anybody, or we want to go for it in a different way. So, I don't know. I mean, Dwayne is a very busy guy, and he would be the one to motivate all of that. So, we are ready if he wants to, and until then, he is just dominating so all power to him. So, I do believe that we are getting Hobbs and Shaw too, but I think it's just up to the Rock to see when they want to get started, and I kind of like the idea of having Kevin Hart and Ryan Reynolds in it, so that way we can have it how I say Team Hobbs here. With Team Hobbs, you have Hobbs himself, Decker Shaw, you got Kevin Hart's character, Ryan Reynolds' character, um, Shaw Cincinnati could be in there. So it's just a matter of possibilities to have for Team Hobbs in there. But I do hope they do Hobbs and Shaw too, because if Universal want to keep the Fast and the Furious universe going, even though the main series is going to be over soon, at least you have your spin-offs to continue on. So that's what I feel. But that's all the mainstream news. So let's get into some of the big news and the big topics that I have for you guys today. So, starting off with this first piece of news, and we're in February, guys, and it is Black History Month. So, to celebrate Black History Month, AMC Theaters is offering $5 movie tickets for the all of February to watch films like The Woman King, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Till, and more of a reduced price. According to Variety, a new selection film will be played at more than 200 participating AMC locations each week. The Daniel Dover-led Till will kick off the movie series on February 3rd through the 9th, followed by the Sony War drama The Devoted from February 10th to the 16th. Viola Davis's The Woman King from February 17th to the 23rd, and concluding with the Oscar-nominated Black Panther: Wakanda Forever from February 24th to March the 2nd. So, if you guys want to see these movies again in theaters, well, guess what? They're $5, and you can watch them again in theaters. So, but I do believe that people might go back to see Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and then of course you do have the Devoted, which is on the Valentine's Day week. So we'll see how that goes from there. So I do expect them to get a lot of they take this opportunity. So I definitely see that going. But moving on to some music news. The Grammys is this Sunday, y'all, and this 65th Grammy Awards will be held at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. The host for this year is Trevor Noah, who has hosted the 63rd and the 64th ceremonies. Will be returning to be the host for the third time. Beyonce received the most nominations with 9, followed by Kendrick Lamar with 8, and Adele and Brandy Carver with 7 each. With a career total of 88 nominations, Beyonce is tied with her husband Jay-Z as the most nominated artist in Grammy history. Bad Bunny's current album became the first Spanish language album to be nominated for Album of the Year. So if you guys want to check out the nominees for this year's Grammys, I'll have the link down below in the description area, so you can check out the links. Check out the link and see who been nominated in each categories. So That's your music news there. So continue on. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence have officially revealed that Bad Boys 4 is on the way. Man, I cannot wait for that. So, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence took to Instagram to share the news with the caption, "It's about that. It's about that time," with a video which you can see below. You can see that follows Will Smith as he heads to Martin Lawrence's house to celebrate the announcement. The two show each other love, and then Smith says, "It's official. Bad Boys for life, baby." Then they then jokingly announced that the third Bad Boys film was actually called Bad Boys for Life, and that they probably should have not called that by now that the fourth one is on the way. And despite them saying it was called Bad Boys for Life, the film is currently untitled. However, Sony Pictures did share that the Bad Boys for Life directors, Algebra and Bethel, will be back for this fourth entry, and that Chris Barbara will be writing the script. Additionally, it was confirmed that the film is currently in pre-production. Jerry Bruckham, Will Smith from Westbrook, Don Berger, and Chad Oman will be the producers on the fourth film, while Martin Lawrence, James Ava, Mark Sid, and Barry Wolperman and Joe Moreau will serve as executive producers. Man, I cannot wait. And you guys already know I worked on the third Bad Boys, and hopefully I'll be able to work on the fourth one. So I cannot wait. And then let's get into some sports news. And in case y'all didn't know, that this year's Super Bowl will be featuring the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. And this year's Super Bowl will be held at the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. This will be the fourth Super Bowl to be hosted by the Phoenix area, with most recently being the last time the Super Bowl was here in Arizona was back in 2015. Also held at the State Farm Stadium. Back then, it was called the University of Phoenix Stadium. So, and this game will be televised by Fox, and the halftime show will be headlined by Rihanna. So, couple of key notes here. It will be the Kansas City Chiefs' fifth Super Bowl, following their wins in Super Bowl. They already have two Super Bowl titles, so they're going for their third one. And for the Philadelphia Eagles, this will be their fourth Super Bowl, with the winning one title. So they're going for their second title. American country singer Christian Stapleton will be the singer for the national anthem. Actress Sherry Lee Ralph will be performing "Lift Every Voice and Sing," and R&B Kenneth Babyface Emerson will be singing "The American Beautiful." All of three songs will also be translated on the field in the American Sign Language. Apple Music was announced as the new naming rights to sponsor the Super Bowl halftime show, replacing the Pepsi. And Rihanna was announced as the headliner for the halftime show. It will mark Rihanna's first live performance in over 5 years. So yeah, a lot of people can't wait for that. And then and also people love people love about the Super Bowl is the commercials, and also being the filmmaker that I am, the movie lover I am, we got to talk about Super Bowl movie trailers and what's going to be coming soon. And this report comes from Deadline. So I'm going to read through what the studios have planned for this year's Super Bowl, and which studios have pitched in to do a Super Bowl commercial this year. So Starting off with with Warner Brothers, who had typically sat down on the sidelines in previous Super Bowls, is expected to have a spot for the June 16th release of DC's The Flash, which the comic book studio co-boss James Gunn has declared probably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. The pick will star Ezra Miller, as expected, to reset the DC universe. Now, Universal always brings it during the Super Bowl, especially when it comes to the Fast and Furious franchise. In 2020, when no one was expecting the pandemic to happen at game time, after the Super Bowl, the studio threw a Miami concert trailer to drop the Fast 9 trailer debut this year, and on February 9th, it's during its Fast 10, also labeled as Fast X party in LA, live at the Dark event deck with star Vin Diesel and the cast for the worldwide premiere for its 10th film. Fast and Furious 10 opens up on May 19th, while Universal is launching their big campaign for Fast 10 on Super Bowl Sunday. It is also two spots in their campaign for the Easter weekend of April 7th release of Illuminations and Nintendo's Super Mario Brothers, such as don't expect the plumbers. That's what they said. Jesus Christ. And we did hear that Universal's front there that they will have a 15-second pre-game spot for Elizabeth-based directed thriller Cocaine Bear, and that movie opens up on February 24th. Disney always have a part in the Super Bowl, and expect nothing less this year, as it is pointing to tout spots for Marvel Studios' Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which is opens up on February 17th. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was opened on May 5th. The Little Mermaid was coming out on May 26th. Pixar's Emerald was coming out on June 16th. And Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny that come out on June 30th. And Marvel Studios' The Marvels that was come out on July 28th. So there was no spots mentioned for Disney Plus Secret Invasions. So that's coming from Disney there. Paramount 2 has a rich history with the Super Bowl, and this year we will hear spots from Scream 6, will come out on March 10th. Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, which come out on March 31st. And Transformers Rise of the Beast, which come out on June 9th. Now, do not expect a trailer from Mission Impossible Day Reckoning Part 1, which does come out on July 14th. Paramount had a Mission Impossible trailer back when they did Mission Impossible Fallout back in Super Bowl 2018. So do not expect a Mission Impossible trailer for this year. Now, similar to the studios above, Amazon, MGM, and Lionsgate won't comment on their Super Bowl plans. However, it would be shocking if either of them have a presence in there. Amazon had a spot with its Lord of the Rings series last year, and MGM had one of their own with No Time to Die in 2020. Heck, I won't be surprised if United Artists release Creed 3, which come out on March 3rd. I mean, it is a sports movie, so they kind of do that. And also Lionsgate's for John Wick Chapter 4, which come out on March 23rd, makes a splash in there. And they did a John Wick trailer with John Wick Chapter 2 during the Super Bowl 2017. Sony, similar to last year, won't be in the midst for the Super Bowl. Last time they dropped a spot during the big game was back in 2017 with the Ryan Reynolds and Jane Gretz's sci-fi movie Life. So we kind of get the gist up there of what's going to be happening at the Super Bowl as far as like the movie trailer is concerned. So let me know in the comments below which movie trailer are you excited for, which movie are you excited to go see in theaters and everything else. So that's your sports news over there. Now we're gonna get into the big stuff. As James Gunn finally made an announcement, what is gonna be the plan for the new DC universe. Now, before I go to the list on what's gonna be new in the DC universe, let's talk about DC Elseworld, which will not be a part of the new DC universe slate. Now, the films and series that are set outside of the universe of James Gunn's DCU will be titled DC Elseworld and will feature Joker 2, The Batman Part 2, which comes out on October 3rd, 2025, Tiffany Coates' Superman project, The Penguin, which will be a HBO Max series, the animated Harley Quinn, you guys know about that one, Gotham Knights, Teen Titans Go, and so Superman Lewis, which will be on the CW. So, and another couple of notes here before we go to the list. Shazam 2 leads into the Flash, which resets everything. Then it goes into the Blue Beetle movie, which then goes to the Aquaman 2 movie, which leads into the Superman which is the first big project of the first chapter of the phrase of the DCU, which is Superman Legacy, will be released in theaters on July 11, 2025. James Gunn and Peter Safran revealed that the first part of the first chapter of the DCU, dubbed as Gods and Monsters. While Viola Davis is already making her return as Amanda Waller in a series called Waller, Peter Safran and James Gunn are open to have Ezra Miller, Jason Moore, Gal Gadot, and Zachary Levi to continue playing their respective roles in the DCU. DC Studio heads James Gunn and Peter Safran said that Jason Momoa isn't playing Lobo. Instead, the actor is still attached to play Aquaman, with possibilities of Aquaman 3 in the future. Nonetheless, Gunn put everything on the end, saying we'll figure it out after Aquaman 2. James Gunn admitted that they're still figuring out how Gal Gadot will be fit into the DCU, but reiterates that Gal Gadot's Batman v Superman co-stars Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck will not be returning. So, let's go through this list of the new DCU slate. So, for the movies, we got Superman Legacy, The Brave and the Bold, Swamp Thing, Authorities, and Supergirl, The Women of Tomorrow. So, in Superman Legacy, it is written by Gunn. The film will hit theaters on July 11, 2025, and will focus on Superman balancing his crypto heritage with his human being upbringing. So, I can't wait for that one. And then going into the Brave and the Bold, the DCU will introduce its Batman and Robin. This is a usual father and son story inspired by Grant Morrison's comic book series. So, in case you know, that this Robin will be Damian Wayne. So, can't wait for that. And then the Swamp Thing, the film that will investigate the dark origins of the Swamp Thing. Now, when I'm hearing the Swamp Thing will be rated R. So, So there are gonna be a couple of movies where some movies gonna be PG-13, and some of them gonna be rated R. So be on the lookout for that. The Authority. The Wildstorm characters will join the DCU as members of the Authority take matters into their own hands to do whatever they believe is right. So I can't wait for that one. And then Supergirl, the Woman of Tomorrow, the science fiction adventure will be based on Tom King's amazing award-winning recent comic book stories. Presents Supergirl viewers are not used to seeing. So I mean, they know who Supergirl is. If you guys watch the Supergirl series on the CWs, but we're gonna look at the new reincarnation of Supergirl with Peter Safran and James Gunn on it. So yeah, can't wait to see what they do with that. And then television series is concerned. We got Waller, Lanterns, Creature Commandos, Booster Gold, and Paradise Lost. Man, listen, these all look good here. Especially, let's break it down. The Creature Commandos. The Creature Commandos characters was first launched in 1980. The premises featured Frankenstein monster teaming up with a werewolf, a vampire, and a gorgon to fight Nazis in World War II. It doesn't appear that Gunn's version takes quite the same approach. Will, one of the characters from Gunn's 2020 film The Suicide Squad, is one of the commandos, along with Rick Flag's father, Rick Flag Sr. So that's gonna be very interesting. And then what other do we got here? And then this is for Booster Gold. Booster Gold, which allowed the DCU to feel fully stretched into the outright comedy. While he may not be familiar to casual fans at DC, the character, also known as Mike Carter, is a fan favorite amongst devoted readers. Safford called Booster a loser from the future who used basic future technology to combat today and pretend to be a superhero. In the 25th century, Mike is a disgraced former football star who uses his time machine on display in the Metropolis Space Museum. That sounds very interesting. And then, this one is for Paradise Lost. So this is kind of like a spinoff for Wonder Woman. And this is what Gunn said. Gunn said, how that came about. What is the origin of an island of all women? What are the beautiful truths and ugly truths behind all of that? And what is seeming like between the different power players in that society? So this definitely looks like a Game of Thrones type of feeling when it comes to Paradise Lost. So yeah, that's gonna be very interesting on that one. And then of course Waller is gonna be based on with Waller teaming up with Team Peacemaker. So but I hope John Cena stays as Peacemaker, because we all love John Cena as Peacemaker. So yeah, that's the only thing I'm hoping for when it comes to the Waller series. And then for the Lanterns, not only we're getting Jon Stewart, but also Hal Jordan as well. But yeah, cannot wait for these new the DC projects. It's gonna be very epic, man. Cannot wait. And then lastly, the last piece of news is we're gonna do a movie review, and this is on M. Night Shyamalan's newest movie, Knock at the Cabin, which is based on from the 2018 novel The Cabin at the End of the World, based on Paul G. By Paul G. Triber. The first adaptation was in the works. So this stars Dave Bautista, John Guffer, Ben Autry, Nikki Ombre, Kristen Ka, Abby Quinn, and Rafa Gwynn. In the film, a family of three is vacation at a remote cabin, but they are certainly being held hostage by four strangers who demands that they sacrifice one of their own to avert the apocalypse. So now, I'll say this: this was definitely better than what M Night Shyamalan did with his recent movie Old. Like that one was terrible. Like oh my god, I would not recommend watching that. But I do like the atmosphere of the movie and man make it like oh like the world is coming to an end and all that stuff and you gotta make that certain sacrifice well you gotta make a choice and everything. I kind of like the atmosphere and the performances for all characters, but I do question some of the screenplay in this movie. Like even though at times most of the movie like sometimes some parts of a movie was just basically everyone sitting down and all that other stuff. So yeah, but at times you kind of feel like what is happening here? Like you're kind of confused. Like what is going on? What is going on here? Like how are these things happening? Like oh my god, like it's crazy. And we always gotta like be prepared like for any crisis that might happen and all that other stuff. But but yeah, this was definitely definitely a good movie. Not bad and not really perfect as well, but still a good movie from M Night Shyamalan. He kind of redeemed himself from old, and but I'll give this movie a B minus. Yeah, but to me, yeah, I kind of like the suspense of the movie and the drama for each character, and yeah, yeah, this was definitely good. I would definitely recommend watching this in theaters. But that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the Grammy this year? What do you think about the Super Bowl this year? Let me know what are your thoughts on the new direction from DC, and let me know in the comments below, and and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new episodes are uploaded. And if you follow me on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, or any other streaming platforms, now you can follow me there. But other than that, this is Trico, and I'm signing off, y'all. Peace.